Hey, I
bruh.
was about to say, unless we have any comments about bin session, I think it's altogether fitting that we
Oh.
go into magic school.
Wait, do we do
Talk
magic
about
school
bin stuff
next?
first.
Let's do magic school.
Yeah,
All right.
are we not gonna
Okay, wait.
comment?
I must change the music for this one. No more peaceful music.
You've had peaceful music?
Yeah,
It's on the stream.
it's only on
I
the,
will say-
the video.
You guys
Oh, let me
probably
turn it
noticed I was gone for a little bit at the end of Ben's thing. I was looking for my notes. I don't know where they are, so I'm gonna have to find them before we start the next session. But
Oh, my notes.
I'm going to need some assistance recapping everything because a lot has happened.
A lot.
True.
Okay,
You have like a crime drama going on right now.
there's a lot.
let's-
There's
let's
a
put this in
lot with theirs.
perspective. Ben, you've had 6 sessions. How old is your character?
18, 19.
Yeah, he's a fully adult person. I've had 5 sessions,
And you're like 12.
and I'm like 13. So, it's going a lot slower, but I'm having a blast anyway. So, our story starts. If you want to pull up the map, I'll give you some.
Oh
time
yeah,
for that.
I will get you started here.
Oh, Cameron, can I request something?
No, but what's
When
up?
you introduce your character and where you were like born at, can you describe like visually what it looked like and stuff? And just
yes,
be
I
more
will let
visual.
people know that I picked a furry if that's what you're asking.
Well, wait. Okay.
No.
Also, I should
just
show you
mean,
the
like,
world real quick. Real quick
colors.
before we continue. This is the world. It's Coughley. We started off down near the south in Nabia, one of the main cities. Now we are going to, I believe, over
Is it,
here.
It's towards the top.
Yeah,
it's next to a big lake.
the big lake.
Is it Hyde?
Is it? No. I think it's Ozark.
It's under where Tyler was.
It's Ozark, under where Tyler was.
That is
Um,
completely wrong. It's to the right.
Here,
Yeah,
one
it's
second.
by that big lake because I'm from the
It's
tribe.
Hydeguard. I said it. I said it
Hydeguard?
first.
Okay, yeah,
Hydeguard.
it's Hydeguard. Hydeguard is where is Hydeguard?
Yes, we got Hydeguard.
Hydeguard,
Okay,
right
so
over here.
Next to the big lake.
Yay!
I forget the naming conventions of the Tabaxi. It's something like, well, I'll get into that when I actually get my character's name. But, what is it with Big Lake? I know, isn't that like my last name?
Yes,
yeah,
void
that's your
of
last
Big
name.
Lake.
Yeah.
Prince,
yeah.
void of the oil
That's how
from
the
Big
species
Lake.
goes, right?
Yeah. So I'm a Tabaxi from a little tribe outside of the city of Hydeguard.
What's a tabaxi?
A Tabaxi
It's a furry.
It's
a furry.
And when I picked it, I thought that people would be civilized and people would understand that the gameplay aspects of a Tabaxi are quite interesting, but they're very
Yeah,
ADHD,
the thing
very
is
curiosity
that
centered.
I know Riley said no inside jokes, but this I'll explain this one so it's not like too bad. Cameron, you got to acknowledge there was even before this D&D thing, there was a huge inside joke about you just completely hating furries.
Yeah, okay, so
the
one
fact
time
they
me and
become a
Eli went to
cat.
Best Buy and we saw a furry, and Eli's like, "It's your girlfriend," and I said, "No, it's not." And Eli took that as me hating furries, and so I've fluctuated from either being a furry or hating furries.
If you can't
Stop-
beat them,
starting
join
to
them.
warm
just
up
in
to
the
them.
closet.
I am entirely neutral. Anyway,
If
so
you can't beat them, join them, Cameron. That's all I say. So.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway,
So,
I
point
chose a-
point out on the map where you're at, in like the different areas.
Right there.
I am like
Like,
I'm by Phil, I think, right?
Yeah, you live in Thill when you're
I
little.
live in Phil, right? But we call ourselves Tribe Big Lake because we're Tabaxis, and we base our surnames off of geographical locations. And as you saw on the map, there's a giant lake next to Hydeguard.
Mm-hmm.
So
big lake.
I am a Tabaxi, as has been stated. It's a cat person, and I'm born into this tribe, and I'm like chilling. And the way Tabaxis get their names is they go to an oracle, and the oracle sees into like the person's life and has a prophetic name of what that person is. So it could be a personality trait or it can be an event in their life. The oracle will see that happen and then name the person based off of it. But since my task was, since I couldn't make my own backstory, the only things I could supply Riley with were my species, location, and name. if I don't know where I'm going in with my life because I haven't planned out my backstory, how do I know what my character's name is going to be? I realized I would use that, and so my character's name is Void of the Oracle, and so he's kind of like has this little bit of a stigma around him because for some reason his character, I mean this person, this Tabaxi, the Oracle didn't see anything when he looked into the future. Um, so that's exciting. Anyway, uh,
By the way, your parents' names are, your dad is Roaring Lion and your mom is Running Water, and
I thought
they
it
were
was the other
both.
way around.
Oh wait, oh yeah, it is the other way around. Sorry, I read that wrong. Your mom's Roaring Lion and your dad is Running Water. They're both bards.
Yeah. So
Wait, running water of the big lake.
oh,
Eli.
shizzle.
Ooh.
And
Sorry, I just.
um so I'm living in this town. I'm hanging out, and a lot of the stuff from the early childhood has kind of escaped me. So if anyone has a more detailed account, you can go ahead and say it. But
You broke your tooth.
yeah, but that's a little bit later. I'm
You
just
meant
hanging
this.
out. I don't really have very many friends. I think I get bullied at an early age, but I don't think it really
Oh well.
registers.
Okay, so
No.
what I remember is this is all during the first session.
Right.
You try to make friends. You're not as charismatic as the others, and you're kind of bullied by like one kid in particular, which
Right.
was
Grass.
Grass. Yes, Grass. And one kid took a liking to you, which was named was Sun. Um,
Yeah.
and you kind of realized that um, I believe at the very beginning, Sun was kind of friends with Grass, but it's kind of like a weird relationship that they had.
Right.
And then you met Sun's grandpa.
Wasn't Sun's grandpa the oracle that gave me my name?
Yes, it was.
Yes. So yeah, I talked to Sun's grandpa at one point, and I'm like, "What's up, bro?" And he's like, "What's up, bro?" And he tells me about this thing that has lovingly come to known as Magic School,
Magic school.
Magic school.
Magic
and
school.
it's actually called
Gold Rudder.
Gold Rudder. It's pretty. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like Hogwarts, and basically it's Hogwarts. And no, I'm just kidding. But it's Magic School, and that's how. Even though there is an official name, it has become known as Magic School. And basically, once my character heard about this thing that he's never heard of, because he's never really been inside the city of Hydeguard before. He's always lived out in the outskirts, in his little village. And once
And he has
heard
no
that,
idea what magic is.
yeah, oh, magic is a foreign concept to me. So
Hmm.
as I hear about this new thing, I hear about this interesting place on the other side of this giant wall that I've grown up in one side of my whole life. And as tabaxis usually do, once they learn about something, they want to know everything there is about something. And so they have very one-track minded, and they're very like invested in what they want to learn about. So from that conversation forward, I make it my goal, and however I can, to get into magic school, because since we're on the outskirts of this town, we're not very wealthy. This village isn't very wealthy. So in order for a tabaxi from this village to actually make it in to Gold Rudder, a someone from inside Hydeguard has to sponsor you, so that you can afford to go, and so you get picked. You don't just go. You have to get chosen.
Yes, unless
And
you
so
are relatively wealthy.
right, but I'm not.
Or isn't there also a thing if you have like if the school people sense you have magic in you, they accept you into the school for free? Isn't that a thing?
That's the sponsorship.
Oh, okay. I thought that was something else.
No,
My
no,
bad.
no. That's the
Eli.
sponsorship.
Um,
So stupid.
but yeah, I don't know who let you unmute yourself, but that's okay.
Guys,
Yeah.
stop being so mean to Eli. He's gonna quit the
He just
campaign.
used his mic again. Eli, you
Um,
can unmute your mic. It's fine.
as long
Thanks,
as you don't
man.
talk, yeah, it's not a problem. So
I can see Apple Play on the top.
the big day comes, and everyone. Am I missing anything before I get into the story about the?
I don't think so.
No, okay,
Oh,
you asked
no,
your
you
parents
are.
what magic was, and they just didn't answer you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
and
know
also,
what magic is.
yeah, Eli, what were you gonna say?
Son knows about magic, doesn't he? He knows
Oh
about
yeah,
magic school. And
Son has wanted to get into magic school since before I knew about it, pretty much since forever. and he's made it his goal in life to get there as well.
Are his
For
parents in
me,
magic school, or
he
did they
kno-
go through magic school? Son's
No,
parents.
I don't think so.
I
Um,
don't think
Okay.
we know Son's
No-
parents.
Yeah,
no,
we
no, no,
do.
we do. His mom went through magic school, I believe.
Hmm.
Because
And
So
you
there
know,
was like
through-
there was
Right,
pretty
right, right,
big
right. Because
personal
that's why
pressure.
he has that personal.
yeah,
He is way more personally invested in the magic school than I am. I just think it sounds fun, and I want to know what it is.
yeah, and
He-
also you never meet his dad.
yeah, he has this generational thing. He has like his grandpa is the oracle of our town. You know, he has this pressure on him, plus just an actual want to go to magic school. And I'm just kind of like, it'd be fun. And so the big day
we engage in a mild amount of trolling.
Right. The big day comes where everyone lines up, and it's kind of like that scene in the Hunger Games where they're picking people, and they get to me, and I get accepted into magic school. So I get super excited, I freak out, and then I see that my friend's son, after all these years, does not get accepted, and so we're all upset. Like, it's a bittersweet moment, and then like they do that thing like they did on that one Oscars where they're like they flip the card over. It's like it says it's Moonlight or whatever, and it's actually Sun. He also gets accepted in on the last second. I don't know why they played with his heart like that,
It's
but
so mean.
they on the last second give him one, and so we both freak out. We do the epic run towards each other to congratulate each other. It's in slow motion. We're running as fast as we can. We go for the most epic chest bump of all time, and I miss my roll, and I roll like a nat 1, and I literally headbutt his like rib cage, and I chip my tooth out and get knocked unconscious.
Magic school.
Magic school.
Magic
wake up-
school.
Missing one of my fangs. So then so now I have a little necklace of one of my own fangs that I wear, which is kind of narcissistic, but it's whatever. And
Gotta get a gold
Um,
fang.
dude, or maybe
Gold
a magic
rudder?
fang. And then so, yeah,
That's your. That's
I
wait.
would fix
Imagine
your
if
arcane
that's
focus.
your
It could be like the
arcane focus
filling
is
of your tooth.
That
I have
would be so
officially
epic.
Ew.
been
Riley,
accepted in
make
magic
it happen.
And so now I have I have X amount of time to say my goodbyes and get ready for actually starting that school, because it's a boarding school. You live there. You don't go home until summer break or whatever, or Christmas, like the various breaks that you have. It is. I don't. Anyway. Um. So.
So
yeah,
is this when you get into the magic school?
I think so.
Okay, so
I mean,
chapter
yeah,
2 starts with you like going into orientation.
Correct. So me and Son walk in, and there's like it's like a really cool building, and all the details are in my notes that I don't have, and it's like really crazy, and I'm walking around, and I've never been here before. I've never been on this side of the wall before in Hydeguard, so I'm way out of my element. So is Son, and we're just like trying to figure out what to do, and all the kids are being
Mike's
led down a
bugging.
hallway to a giant orientation, and someone walks
Yeah,
up and
well,
is like, "Hey,
one thing that does happen beforehand. Give me 1 second.
Riley, you're having a little bit of static.
Oh, really? Sorry.
Just a little bit every now and then.
Oh,
Can
no.
you guys hear me? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
Get it?
I just need to make sure that I'm filling in little details where possible.
right."
Okay, so
anyway, when's the Christmas
you-
tree getting a campaign?
it's true. That's true. Okay, so first you meet I believe Caleb is the one who introduces you to magic school. He's the one who like leads you down, and then
Yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about.
okay, cool.
Yeah, so all the kids are getting led to this orientation thing, and this guy, who I will come to find out is named Caleb, is like, he's like,
Still sad to be, by the way.
and-
Riley.
and he what Davis?
I was saying Riley's mic is still staticking.
Yeah,
Okay, wait. I can fix this, I guess. Give me 1
it
second.
kind of sounds like you're opening a box of candy in the theater.
That's a good description. That's a good description.
I get that reference.
Can you guys hear me?
It got worse. first sight.
Hello?
Still there.
It's still
It's
there.
like a.
No.
Okay. I believe that's
Hollow Knight
only
might
on
be better.
Discord. It's not on the actual recording, so we're fine.
All right.
It is?
Whatever. I could turn up the stream. Can I hear it? It is not on the live stream, so Discord peeps have to deal with it.
Yep. Sorry.
Exclusive.
As long as it's not on the stream.
Yeah. Back to what I was saying. He's like, hey, you two, and he points at me and Sonny. He's like, follow me. You don't like, and we're like, but we're going to orientation. He's like, no, follow me. I'll get you guys first dibs on bunks or something like that.
And what was his name again?
It wasn't Caleb, was it?
That was not Caleb. Caleb told you to go down the hallway, and then this guy
Right.
was like, "Hey, follow
This
me."
guy,
Is it the dude from
Prince.
earlier?
It's Prince, but we don't learn that for a while, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
Prince.
it's another Tabaxi. He was like, "Don't you think these Tabaxis should be like guided around by one of their kind? You racist filth."
Segregation, right? And he's like, and I think that's obviously a great idea. So I follow him, and I'm excited, and I'm a little idiotic. My character's kind of airheaded. but
Kind of
that's
dumb.
fine. And he's like, yeah, just go in there, pick out your bunks, and then go, and then it'll be ready for orientation. You guys just get first picks or something like that. And so we walk in and we're looking around and we're like, isn't this exciting? And then keep in mind, we're like 11, 12. A fully naked woman walks out. Whoa!
Radical.
And then she's like, ah! And I'm like, I don't remember what I said. It was
So
something
she was like,
funny,
"What are you doing here?" Exploring.
yeah, we're exploring, and she's like, and so we leave. Son is absolutely embarrassed beyond his wildest imagination. I'm having a blast, and at that
Let's have
moment,
some boba.
Yeah, you are.
yeah, at that moment, I
What's her name?
fall in love at first sight, and I don't know. I think part of it I think is because I can just tell how great her personality is. So just so I'm like, I gotta find a way to date this woman. Keep in mind, I'm like 10, 11. She's like 17, 18. But
Wait, I
in-
thought she
in
was
my
like
mind-
75.
What?
She's a student.
I thought she was.
No, she's not
Oh.
75.
I thought it was a teacher.
What's her name, by the way?
No.
Uh,
You're thinking of the.
it's Kat, I think.
Her name
Oh,
is
how
Kat.
fitting.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's a human character, but you guys still found a way to
It's
make my love interest a
Cat
cat.
from
Technically,
Victorious.
it's a half elf.
Oh,
Does she
From
look like
Sam-
Ariana Grande?
cat.
Anyway, even though the major age difference that my character doesn't even realize exists because he's like 11, 12. He's like, this is the girl of my dreams. I need to fall in love and marry her and whatever. But I'm too busy getting escorted out by a teacher and like sent to the top dog of the school, and they're like, and I forget kind of what happens here. But I think somehow we just get let off with a warning, and we go.
Oh yeah,
to-
Son had a mental breakdown and just was collapsed in the hallway.
Yeah, he collapsed. You're not sure why as of that moment.
Right.
And then you're talking about going to the professor, the head
Yeah.
professor place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Miss Shadowhorn.
Shadowhorn. You guys are gonna have to take it from here, at least for this this second session, like what I do when I first get there, because I don't really remember a lot of the details.
But did we already talk about the wands and stuff? Or is that
Not
later?
yet. That's a
So
little bit
Shadowhorn
later.
is like, stop.
How do
And
I
you're
get
like,
from
okay.
Shadowhorn's office to the dorm room that I'm supposed to be at?
You're
Do I just go
escorted
directly
there.
there?
You
just
go
escorted?
directly there. Yeah, but that's
Alright.
after Shadowhorn is like, you can't do this, and then he keeps. I think he keeps Sun for a little, or she keeps Sun for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, because he's like in a coma in the hallway. So,
Yes.
I get escorted to the dorm, and I'm like, all right, here's the plan. We gotta find good bunks, and I gotta make sure I save Son a bunk. And so I'm met with this like, oh, here's a bed, and so I sit there, and it's when I'm looking around, I realize, oh my goodness, guess who else is here? Ba ba ba. It's Grass, and and there's a little altercation that occurs, in which I
Well,
think
I
we want the
believe
same bed or something.
first,
Okay.
first, no. This is before you get your bunk.
No, so you find a good bunk. You put your bags there, and like Grass goes like, "Yo, no wait,
no. This is
no, okay, I
like
got it,
bef-
I got it, I
no,
got
no.
it,
Are you
I got
sure?
it,
Are you
I got
sure?
it.
Okay, okay.
No, okay, I've got this, I remember it. So you find this good bunk, and you're like, "Yo, this bunk is awesome." You set your things down, and then this like random punk dude is like, "Excuse me, that's my bed." And you're like, I don't think so. I think I found this first. And then he's like an asshole and throws your stuff off the bed. And then you're like, okay, what if we had a competition to get the bed first? And your first choice was who has the longer tail? And you're like, I think I win, bro. And he's like,
Guy who's
okay,
fighting me,
asshole, and like
he's the human.
stomps on some of your sheets or something. And then you go back like, I don't think you heard me. I have the longer tail.
Right.
And then he's like, okay, you want to play
What
it
was
like
this
that?
guy's name?
His
Lucius.
name was
Lucius.
Lucius. Yeah.
Lucius Malfoy. All right.
Yes, Lucius Malfoy. Yes.
Whatever. Stop. Stop making. Well, okay.
Unintentional
I should mention this. Okay. Every single freaking campaign, people are like, "Oh, did you just base it off of this?" For Ben's, it was Star Wars. If you look at it, it reminds you a lot of Star Wars. For Cameron's, there's not really anything you can draw a reference to, so there's really nothing. I mean,
He's going
here,
to
one
a
second.
magic school after
Let me
not
just
knowing what magic
no.
is.
We're
And then he
sorry,
has-
we're having
then he
technical
got-
difficulties real quick.
You actually
Sorry
are.
about
Your
that.
mic is dying.
It's not
Your
on
mic
stream,
is
though.
suspicious.
Um,
The stream is offline.
Okay,
Oh,
now
is
we're
it really?
back. No, we're
It
fine.
looks, it says it is.
I just wanted to make sure you could not show the people what you had in the background.
Did you actually do
Anyway,
that just so they wouldn't
so-
see the
Yeah.
movies?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Anyway, back. So
Okay.
yeah,
So yeah,
he's
I'll
like,
take it from here, Davis. So
you're
if
welcome.
you don't mind.
Well,
thank
actually,
you.
one more thing. One more thing. Sorry, you forgot something. When you were about to get your bunk, Grass is like, "Hey,
That
I remember
happens
you."
after.
What?
Grass is like, oh, you did good.
Okay, fine. That happens after. Never mind.
So yeah, like he said, this human walks up and he's trying to take the bed that I've claimed, and I say, obviously, being the genius that I am, I'm like, whoever has the longer tail gets to keep the bed because it's fair, right? That's
So fair.
and he's like, all right, that's not fair. So he starts messing with my stuff, and I stand up for myself. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I have the longer tail. So he gets mad, and you know what he does? He's
What does
like,
he do?
we're gonna have like a wizard duel. I'm like, huh?
Still don't know what magic is.
I have yet to learn what magic is. I am literally setting down my bags in this dorm that I'm going to live in at a school that's supposed to teach me magic, and I have still not been explained what magic is. But-
Exactly.
He's like, let's have a magic duel. I'm like, okay. And so he gets out a wand, and he's like, 2 wands, and one of them is all like purple and like magic-y, and the other one is a stick. And he throws me the stick, and so he, like, we do our, the Western, we walk up to a little bit, and then we like do a hoppa, and I have a plan. Because I don't know what magic is. So I think the best course of action is to let everyone think that I know what magic is. So this guy with his, unbeknownst to me, real wand versus my stick, he
Oh,
goes
yours is a
like,
real one too.
No, it's not. Cameron's
Oh.
is not a real wand.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm just gonna try to do what he does, but better. And
That was
so
a crappy wand.
he starts going like
It's
doing the
just a
wand
stick.
stuff, and I, like Neo from the Matrix, get down on all fours, put the stick in my tail, and then point it at him and go or something like that. And some happens to where that dude gets so caught off guard, he literally trips and
Yeah.
falls over.
No, you rolled a net 20 on an intimidation check when he did that.
Bro, also,
And-
yeah, Cameron gets the best rolls, doesn't he?
He does.
Oh, I
Oh.
have terrible rolls.
Oh wait,
I
yeah,
hate
it was
are
terrible.
awful.
Never mind.
They are so bad unless they don't matter, and in which case I will get incredible rolls. But
Yeah, Cameron
Anyway,
does get bad rolls. Never mind. I thought it was the other way around.
no,
No, it's
no,
Ben that gets all the 20s and 19s.
yeah.
I cheat.
Exactly. You finally admit it.
um, but yeah, and so I win, and I get to keep the bed, and then don't do I get the wand then, or
You
when do I
grab
get?
the wand. He
He
like,
drops it, doesn't he?
yeah, I think he accidentally leaves it.
This feels really not like what I remember happening.
What do
Why
you
you
remember
take
happening
picture?
then?
I remember he gives the two wands. I remember them just being the same looking wand. It's just a fancy looking stick with a bunch of writing on it. After it, he keeps the wand because he like fell and got like escorted to like a nurse or something. And he looked at the wand that he had with an Arcana check, and you said like you can tell something's off with this thing
Right,
because
but
he
one of
still
them was
doesn't know
just
what
a stick.
magic is.
Yeah,
So
one of them
I'm
was
pretty
not
sure
magical.
that he. Well, I
Because
remember him being given one that worked.
I distinctly remember writing down in the stuff that I own wand and stick. So one of them is just a stick.
And okay, so what happens directly after that, apparently, is Grass comes up and he's like, "Hey, what a jerk, right?" And Grass is like, "Hey, you should hang out with me and my boys. Ditch that Sun kid. We can be friends."
Whoa. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
This ain't,
Something
this ain't supposed to happen. You see, who was there
Yeah,
for me
okay.
in my childhood, right? So I stick with Sun, and then something happens to where when does the little kid with the glasses show up?
Oh, he was just intimidated by the other guys. Like,
Oh no. Okay.
he
now
shows up a little bit
Grass-
later, really.
Oh wait, no,
That's
wait,
later.
no. I remember. So after like after he, since Lucius stomped on all your sheets, you got the bunk, but these sheets are like all ruffled and like dirt from his boot or something. And then the first tabaxi that lured you into the girls' dorm comes back and says, "Nice shit," and then grabs this random like small nerd's sheets and just hands them to you like, "Here, take these."
Yeah, and I give him
And
back.
then afterwards, you're like, yeah, you give him back like, sorry about that. You can have these.
Yeah, and that's a part of the. This is like where we start forming the OG
This is
group.
this is the origin saga.
Yeah, and his name
Order
was
of
Sergat.
Phoenix. But yes, Sergat, dude, what a name. Like Bob Sergat. And so what happens next? After I deny grass,
Yeah, well, you get to meet Caleb a little bit more, I thought.
right? Which is one of the teachers.
Yeah, we had one of the funniest moments.
What?
um, so I think he goes through orientation, learns about all the stuff, like what magic actually learns what magic is and what the different classes of magic, like transformation, evocation, blah 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 blah. And then I think one of his first classes is Caleb's class. I don't remember what class of magic it is. Yeah, I think it's transformations because
Was this then or was this later?
I think this happened. I think this was like one of your first classes. So you're in this class, right? And in this class, I don't think Sun isn't there, but you've got you. Lucius is in this class, and a character that we haven't.
Have ourselves
That
because we haven't
Huh?
met the girl yet.
Yeah. Well, don't you meet her in this class?
Yeah, she's in the class.
Yeah, but not in this class, right? Because we've already established somewhat of a friendship.
Oh yeah, you had the big old feast. I'm skipping the feast.
Yeah, lunchtime, baby. So there's a giant hall. If you wanted to visualize it, just think of Hogwarts again.
Okay, whatever.
Exactly.
But
and
yeah,
there's like
you're right.
there's a bunch of food everywhere, and we're all eating. And this is like, all right. Is Sun back at this point?
Yes.
I believe so. Yes.
I think.
I think no.
Yeah.
You're walking in, and Sun is sitting next to what you now know as River.
River, yes, Hermione, and yeah, and so I introduce myself and I sit with Sun and River, and that happens, and I really forget. Like I do remember the class you were talking about. Was that next?
I
think
think that's
so.
next.
This was pretty funny.
I want to go back to explaining because it was funny.
Yeah, Davis, you could say it.
So, okay, now we're in transformation class or transfiguration, whatever the D&D thing for class is called, whatever it is. Um, Caleb is the teacher, and Caleb is pretty cool. He's like really chill. He's like those chill teacher you've ever seen, right? He's basically just like an older student, basically. It's like how
Basically,
chill he is.
because later on you realize that he was a student like 2 years ago, and then they hired him back.
So yeah, like most chill guy you've ever met, right? And so, yeah, in this class, you got Sergat is in it, Lucius is in it, and River is in it. As far as the characters we know, everyone else is just random extra. And then Caleb's like, "All right, guys. So, for our first piece of information, I need 2 volunteers." And so, you and Lucius get chosen as the volunteers, and you go up to the front, and then your minds get swapped. So you are in Lucius's body, and Lucius is in your body, right? And after you realize this, Lucius is like, "I like River," in like a mocking voice, trying to imitate you, and your comeback is, "I like Caleb." I like
Dude,
Caleb.
big brain.
Uh,
So you make the entire class just laugh so loud. Probably all the other classes in the school could just hear this ambiance of laughter. And then Caleb switches you guys back. And I was like, "Yo, that was really funny, guys. Detention." And you both get detention.
You shouldn't have, by the way.
And River's mad too.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
River's like not happy with you for that
Retaliate.
whole altercation.
Right.
Yeah. And
Isn't that
detention
the
was
girl?
fun.
yeah, River's
Yeah.
the girl.
Mm.
Yeah, for detention, wasn't it like Umbridge style? You just wrote like sentences on why Caleb was the coolest guy ever or something?
Not exactly Umbridge style, but yeah, like the Umbridge minus the self harm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Minus
minus
that
all
part.
the illegal things that Umbridge does.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
But-
I'm just looking at Mike Wazowski.
What?
What? Where did he I was asking.
Okay, so
Oh,
next thing, you make up with River over in lunch or whatever, and she's fine. Then over the next couple days, you're introduced to the different classes that you take. There are two. There's two general classes, Gen Wiz, which is taught by Caleb and this other girl named Arya, which Arya is the
Arya
leader
Stark.
of the girls' dorms. Then you have Abjuration class with Landus, which is the kind of Shire guy, who teaches you how to protect yourself and stuff. There is Conjuration, which is taught by Dodd, which is the more hardened one. And there is also Transmutation by Clarane, which is the girl who makes the class really fun. So yeah, and then
When
I
did
guess
we-
we can get into the whole point of like, yeah, getting beat up.
Was that then?
I think so. Yeah,
When did the party happen?
the party
That
was
was,
like,
Late.
was that later? Yeah, I think that was later. There's a lot of stuff that happened in your campaign.
There is so much.
And he's still like 6 years old or something like that.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
like
yes.
4 or 3.
14.
Yeah, he's still a developing fetus, actually.
he ain't even
Um,
born yet.
um. So the shower, the shower locker
Oh.
room place.
Yikes.
Again, this is gonna have to be described by someone else because I just know like the general plot points. I don't really know how everything went down.
I wasn't there for that one because I had to go make food, so I don't remember much of that.
Well, what happened was, I believe,
What happened was
you were getting ready for bed, and I believe so. Guy you don't know, and also Lucius walks in, and Sergat, all walk in, and Lucius is like, "All right, you guys have been messed around. I want payback." And he takes Sun to the showers, and has Sergat and the other guy hold you down, and eventually you convince them to let you go because they didn't really want to be there in the first place. They were just kind of scared, and they let you go. You run to the bathroom in the showers, and you see that Sun is beating up Lucius, isn't he?
No,
No,
Sun's
Lucius is beating up
Sun
Sun.
is
Sun
getting
is getting.
Oh wait,
like,
yeah, the
real
other guy
messed up.
followed Lucius and is holding him down. And once that guy leaves, I think doesn't Sun like burn Lucius
Sun
or
is getting demolished. I try to help, and then
Yeah.
grass comes in and boils Lucius's face with hot water.
yes, Sun doesn't do anything. Grass
Sun
does.
gets
Out.
railed.
He's unconscious.
Yeah. And then that you're back at Shadowhorn's little place, and she's like, okay, Lucius is gone for the rest of the year, and she's like, Grass is on probation. He's not going to be seeing you guys except for in class, and Sun is just like still friends with you. And then that's the part where you start talking to Sergat, I believe.
Yeah,
Friends
I'm
of the
trying to convince
beast.
Sergat to not hang out with Lucius and stuff, and I don't really know if I get to him, but yeah.
Yeah, and then you're all assigned partners in class. And oh yeah, Lucius was assigned Sergat, and that's why he got close to him. And then once Lucius was gone, Sergat didn't have a partner, so he joined you and River in
Yeah.
class.
Yeah, triplets. Friends of the beast.
So yeah, then you also play a version of soccer, I think,
Kick the
or was that
goblin.
later?
Kick
No,
the
that-
goblin. It's throughout the whole time. I try to get really good at it, but I'm not.
Yeah,
Me and
you
Sun
eventually
have
give
You
up.
this
suck.
dynamic duo thing going on, to where when I'm playing with Sun, I'm doing very well, but when I'm on my own, no. I think the dynamic duo thing was in the village. Um, but at some point, me and Sun work well together as a pair, and then we get split up on teams or something, and I start doing worse over the course of a few years
Uh-huh.
in terms of Kick the Goblin.
So you start growing
What
up.
did you say?
You meet a couple other characters. You want to explain the party? What happened during the party?
Yes. So there's a party, and is this before or after I get? Have I been assigned a house yet?
No, you have not. I don't believe so. This is like a general
No.
party.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain the different houses?
Oof.
If someone who remembers them wants to.
Okay.
So
There.
you got Gryffindor, and then you got Gryffindor, who are like the good guys, the smart guys. You got Slytherin, who they're
serious?
basically just the evil ones.
No.
You got Hufflepuff.
No. isn't
They
there
don't
three?
matter.
Like,
And then
all right.
Ravenclaw, they're
There's-
kind of cool.
Here, I'll explain it. There's Lycantooth, which is the wolf house, and they use imagination or intelligence, and they also are very pragmatic. There's Suropath, which is the bat. Suropaths are very deep in their own heads. They love imagination, and that's basically it. Lilithorn is a little different. The Lily one. That one is about general harmony among all people and also deception.
Those go hand in hand.
Whoa.
World peace and lying to people.
Yeah, if lying benefits everyone in the end, they're okay with doing it.
Right.
So yeah,
Um,
those are the different houses.
yeah. So there's this party, and I'm trying to hang out, have a good time, and I'm with Sun still, and there's this group of girls, and I
Mhm.
walk up to them, and am I trying to be Sun's wingman or am I trying to get myself a date?
I don't think Sun was at the
Yeah, I don't
party.
think he was.
He wasn't.
He wasn't.
No,
Okay.
it's
Well,
just you trying to do your thing.
yeah. So I am doing my thing, and I'm obviously in classic fashion rolling terribly in every single
Mhm.
social situation ever. And I go up to a whole group of girls, and I'm able to simultaneously, even though at the start all of them ranged from not interested to maybe considering it, at the same time, all of them immediately become uninterested as soon as I approach. So that's the level we're working with here. So
No, no, I remember you had a glass of like punch in your hand and then one holding your tail, and you were like, "Drinks, anyone?" And I think you spilled one of the drinks on one of them.
yeah.
Ugh,
Um,
classic void.
Classic.
what ends up happening is
Classic.
what ends up happening
What
though.
happened was
Uh, I'm just looking around and I see this like door off to the side, and I think either someone calls me in there or I just go.
no, you just waltz on in.
I just go in there, and there's a bunch of people in there, and they're like the older kids. Ooh, and I'm like hanging out, and then it turns out they're not supposed to be in there, and a teacher comes in, and everyone like tries to hide, and a girl grabs me and like hides me behind something, and then she turns us invisible. So and everyone turns invisible, and the teacher's
She
like,
has
look
the cloak of invisibility. Yeah.
Right.
It's just-
Whatever.
I don't know why in a magic school a teacher would just regularly look around when they know their students can turn invisible, but that's what
Right.
they do. Um, and so we escape, and when the lights turn back on, turns out that whoa, guess who the girl is? None other than Naked Chick from before.
Yeah,
And
and
this
she's
is
pretty
the
drunk.
heavily- Yeah, she's not yet. Well, yeah, she's pretty heavily drunk,
Ugh.
but which makes what I'm about to say a little bit creepier. But
In
um,
hindsight.
I am pretty young at this point, which again doesn't help at all. But my character, he's like, oh, this is the girl. I gotta make my move. And so we're hanging out, we're talking on the couch, and the magic couch, and we're just chilling, and we're talking the whole time.
a mimic
And
eats you.
at the end of the night, you ready for this?
What?
Smooch City, baby. Population us. And like literally this like 12, 13-year old and this 17, 18, 19-year-old are kissing on this couch, and she's blackout drunk or whatever. I don't know if the phrase is.
Yikes.
She's really drunk. And so the next day, oh, she vomits everywhere. Either I do or she does.
No,
One
she
of us
does,
vomits.
definitely.
Yeah. I drink a little bit myself too, but I don't think I remember what happens. So it's the next day at lunch, I go to sit next to her, and like she lets me sit there, but she doesn't remember who I am or what happened, which is poggers. And so
Yikes.
yeah, that's that. And
Then it gets crazy with the whole boat situation.
The
yeah.
murder mystery.
You will,
It's
you,
not a
you
murder
will, a
mystery.
little time skips.
some-
Actually, no,
some
no,
time
you-
ago-
You guys form the group, really.
You also failed your exams.
Oh wait, no, we're forgetting something.
What?
Other than the failed exams, on during one of the first breaks, me and my group of friends, being me, Sun, River, Bob Sergat, we all go out and
Bob.
explore the city, and we find this underground place that has a riddle, and it's like a mirror, giant mirror on a wall. I don't really remember what the
Do you
mirror
want? Do you want
says.
me to read you the riddle? The riddle?
Sure.
Real?
Riddle?
I'm sure I'll figure it out right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Let's see if you can figure it out right now. I have it pulled up, I think. Yes, I do. Above the door, it's a plaque saying, "The courteous entrance." And then the door is a mirror.
Yeah, and so we're trying.
That's
The
it.
whole group is trying a bunch of stuff, and during this little evening on the town, we go out and we try to figure out, like, ask around, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's been there for years. No one's ever cracked the code." And like, you're not gonna find anything. We go to the library and look at that. We didn't find anything, and we're asking around. And as we're all trying to figure this out, I get the little inkling, the little hint, the little suspicion that Sergat has a little crushy wushy on River.
Wishy-washy.
Whoa,
Um,
whoa.
but doesn't Sun as well? Like,
Oopsie.
it was, does Sun
No, Sun definitely does not have a crush on Sergat.
not
Oh,
Sergat.
sorry, crush on River. My bad.
River. Okay,
Yo,
yeah.
Sun and
Sergat. So yeah,
Sergat?
Sergat has some feelings for what's her face, River, and I try to convince him to ask her out, and he's like, "I don't know. I think we're just better off as friends and all that." And he doesn't do anything, which I'm mega disappointed in the boy for, but it's fine. We end up not cracking the riddle, and I spend the rest of my break in my village with my peeps. Another stuff happens. There's school. I end up failing my tests, and I have to redo a class over. Do I do it over summer, or do I just have to retake?
You do it
by
over
my-
summer,
Yeah, I do it over summer.
and you do pass.
I do pass, and
Barely on the roll for the pass in the summer course.
So after a while of school and stuff, I think I even eventually quit the sports team.
Yeah, you quit the.
Um,
Here's a couple things. You quit the sports team. You get your house, which
Wait, let me remember.
Gryffindor.
I'm not.
Hufflepuff.
I'm the bat one.
you are Seropath.
I am.
And
Yeah.
all the
sir.
other defenders of the peace are in different houses.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, we're the defenders of the peace.
Yeah, the defenders. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, so Sun is in Lycantooth. Grass ended up being in Lycantooth as well, and then Sergat is in Lilithorn, and Lucius ended up in Seropath with you, and River ended up in Lilithorn with Sergat.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and Grass became an honorary member of the Defenders of the Peace
Yeah.
eventually. I don't remember why, he just was.
The Avengers.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, Cameron, did you get that all off the Avengers?
The
Duh.
the
I actually
Defenders.
just I thought Order of the Phoenix was a little too on the nose, so I went with Defenders of the Peace.
The Order of the Phoenix.
But
Yo,
yeah,
guys,
You got
so-
access to the library. You saw some crazy stuff in there. I
I
think
saw some wacky stuff.
some people were sneaking
Wow.
into the library, the lower levels.
Ooh. Yeah. But the main event, the thing everybody's waiting for.
The
The
boat,
fucking boat.
the boat
The-
party.
So I am like, oh, I gotta get on this boat. So we go up.
Wait,
like,
wait.
hey,
There's posters around saying there's a boat party, right?
Right. And I'm like, boat party? More like, I'm going. So I gathered the defenders of the peace, and we're like, all right, we gotta go. And so we walk up and like, what are you doing? And we're like, we're here for the boat. And they're like, no, this is for big kids only or whatever.
Why does he
And
sound like Solid Snake? Nah.
What are you
trying to
doing?
sneak around. But they're like, if you want to get in, you have to bring something that we care about. So you can. He points to like one of you can get in with River because girl, but everyone else is gonna need to bring something. And so we look around.
And
for it.
River did not want to go really.
Yeah, she did not. We look around for a bit.
Miseries.
Can't really find anything, so we just walk back up, and we're like planning on just trying to either sneak on or talk away on or whatever. But as we walk up, Grassy walks up and he's like, "They're with me," and so they let him on. We all get on, which is sick. And hanging out on the boat, I'm talking around, and I'm like, you know what would be fantastic? You know what would be absolutely fantastic if I gambled. And so I'm like, you know, I didn't want to steal money from my parents because that's the only way I could have gotten money, and I'm a good little boy, even though I'm on a boat. And
Even though you're on a boat.
Yeah, I go up to Sergat. I'm like, "Hey, you brought money, right?" He's like, "Yeah, not that much." I'm like, "Give me half of it." And so Sergat gives
Give me
me
half.
half of his money, and I go and I like quadruple it or something
Ugh.
because I'm the bomb diggity, and I'm like, I pay him back plus a little extra, but I kind of ripped him off because I kept most of it, but that's whatever. I did the work. But
Put in the work. Put in the
um,
hours.
what ends up happening is we're looking around, and I go to the lower deck, and ooh, there's some suspicious hap goings on, and there's like a locked room with like a dude, and he's like, "Oh, don't come in here," and all that, and
Yeah, things get a little sussy.
they get a little shush.
Sussy.
And before the game, like the big game, am I missing anything, or is that all?
The big
That happens?
River goes down there, and she also goes. She
Yeah,
goes into that place,
she's hanging out in the sus room in the
the
vents,
sus room. Yeah.
and
He's venting.
yeah, and after all that, I'm like, oh, and I look around, and then okay, it's time for the big game, and so no one knows what that is in our group, and everyone that's on the boat has to get onto the main deck, and they start pointing at people in the crowd, saying names, and I forget exactly how the game goes, but it's basically like a kissing game, and if you decline, you have to leave on a lifeboat. You can't stay, and you get devoted, and so
Devoted.
it
Funny.
comes down to me. Oh yeah, they pick two guys and a girl, and then they have to decide amongst themselves who kisses, right? Or they play no, they play a game to see who gets to kiss the girl. Um, and I get called up, and then River gets called up, and they're looking for another guy, and I try to get Sergat to volunteer, and he's about to, but at the last second, Sun does what, and so
Nani?
then I'm at this crossroads, this Telltale Games decision. Do I?
Yeah, but the choice didn't really matter. Actually, you would have gotten the same ending either way.
Okay,
I'm joking.
this
That was
isn't Life is
that was a
Strange,
telltale
all
joke.
right.
This is a Telltale game?
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys. Your choices don't matter in this, actually.
Damn, true.
wait, there was no way to save Ruben in Minecraft story mode.
Spoilers, dude.
My one
No,
favorite clip
bro.
of all
Oh,
time is that clip of that guy playing it, and then he just had the deepest belly laugh when Rufin died. It was awesome.
Oh.
Because all the other YouTubers actually like shed tears, but then this guy's
Well,
laughing so
he does just turn into a floating piece of pork.
hard.
Wait, okay.
Let's go. That's
Not to get too off topic, but can you actually not save Ruben?
I don't
No,
think you can.
he dies all the time, every time, in every
'Cause,
multiverse.
like,
Because then in the next
that is a
chapter, like the
critical
game or
point in
something.
time.
Dang.
Yeah, it's Doctor Strange. What if kind of
Yeah,
scenario. Anyway,
like, that's an absolute point in time. It cannot change.
um,
Next chapter, that's like a big part of it is like after the death of Ruben. It's like,
Oh.
yeah.
It was
So
more
he
of
has
after.
to-
Anyways,
the killing of
continue,
the Wither
Cameron.
Storm, but
the choice is this. I know that Sergat knows that I know that he likes her, and that I've been trying to convince him to make his move, and so he was gonna make his move here, and so the choice is. We don't know what Sun's mindset is. Is he just having fun? Is he trying to save River embarrassment? Is he actually making a move? And so the choice is: do I throw the game and let Sun kiss her, not knowing his intentions, or do I win the game, actually visually putting effort in front of Sergat, but also with the chance to maybe explain to Sergat why I made the decision I did? I think
complicated.
it
Complicated.
is very complicated. Riley is a master at taking in and building these tough decisions. Um, it sounds sarcastic, but I mean it. But
I hate when that happens. When you try to like actually compliment someone, it sounds the most sarcastic thing you've ever said. But it was
Yeah.
genuine.
And I decide to go for it and try to win the game and just explain after. And after I kiss her, she's mad at me, Sun's mad at me, Sergat's mad at me, and so I try to find any of them to explain what happened. But what's going on? Another boat? You didn't tell me there was gonna be another boat. And then everyone's
Two
just like,
boats.
Two for one special.
everyone's
bitch.
like, I didn't know there was gonna be another boat. So it went from party time to this is serious. And so
Uh-oh.
you
Pinky.
know, the other boats come
Oh
along,
no.
and yeah, people start boarding. People start boarding the ship, and we're like, what's going on? And they start lining everyone up, taking names,
Sir.
and they're like, herbal, herbal, herbal. And I notice, I don't remember exactly who, but some of the defenders of the peace are missing. Where'd
It's
they go?
River.
Specifically River, and so they're taking everyone's names and like, this boat is stolen. Who stole it?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Audio check.
Oh.
Audio
Oh
check.
no, audio check. Cameron,
No.
Cameron, no.
No.
Cameron, no, we're
No.
getting to the good
And
part.
that's how I
No.
actually became the master wizard at the school.
Oh no, we missed the good part.
Let's- New campaign.
No,
And that is when
Start it over.
I
Start it over
found-
from when you were first born.
okay,
We gotta get
right. So I'm from this
Grim,
little town
from
called
You
Grim.
might be
Grill.
wondering how I got here.
And to answer
Um,
that question, we need to start
Stoic.
from the beginning. The very beginning.
All right, let's
So-
restart the whole story.
Long before time had a name. Cameron, go on.
Yes, Void of the Oracle, the Sorcerer's Stone. Basically, what happened.
Shut up.
The
so-
Philosopher's Stone.
After we all get back on land, me and a group of people were like, all right, we need to have an emergency meeting because there's been some sus activity. And
Very sus.
so,
It was very on the nose when Riley said that, but
We
we
get-
allowed it.
yeah, he literally, like, he had Sun look me dead in the eyes and go, there's an imposter among us.
Are you
Did I actually say that?
No.
Okay.
No.
But
I was about to
saw
kill
River
myself.
a
Bend
group of
out
people
the
decide to
boat.
get together. A group of people decide to meet up later and figure out what happened because everyone heard about it from when you trace back everyone who was invited. They're like, oh, this person told me, this person told me. When you trace it all back, everyone found out about it from the posters, and no one is owning up to putting the posters out. And so this is a little suspicious. It's a little crazy, and
You
So-
British.
a group of people are like, all right, let's figure this out. There's another side thing where Sun got grounded for drinking at the party, but we break him out of his house and he comes to the thing anyway. The people at the little meeting are me, Sun, Sergat, Kat, which is the girl from the party and the girl from day one in the dorm, and some other people.
Prince. No, no,
I
no.
rem-
Prince is there, and then I think Grass is too, right?
Yeah.
No, wasn't there one guy who like you called him just like the completely wrong name, but he just went with it.
I think is that not Prince?
No, that
No.
doesn't sound right.
No, oh yeah, you're right. Not like I remember. Oh man.
Is it Magnus?
I mean,
Ellegard.
I would remember the fake name. I wouldn't really remember his real name.
Like I think Riley said it like kind of funny, and you like mimicked it by like
Nope.
saying like a different way of saying it, but like more funny, and you just said that in character.
No, that was at the party when I was drunk. I called someone Bilbo.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Bilbo's not there though. Bilbo is not down there.
Oh, Bilbo.
Yeah.
How
And
old are you?
Like
like
12.
12, 13, 14.
I think
Um,
I think he's 14.
Healthy.
I think he's
I'm old
14.
enough to have a house, so I'm around 14, right?
What? You don't have a house?
Healthy.
Yes, everyone knows
moment.
that you can buy a house
Yeah.
at 14.
No, like be sorted into a house.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I think you're 14.
Yeah. Anyway, we're all there and we're like, wait a second, guys. Has anyone seen River? And I'm like, what do you mean? And we're like, I haven't seen River since the boat. And like, we thought she left after you kissed her because she was mad. And we're like, yeah, I didn't see her in the lineup. And she was
That is very
downstairs at some
traditional.
point, right? Like, we're starting to realize that the guy that was downstairs in the Sus Book Cove and River are nowhere to be found. I think we meet up with that guy later. But River's missing is the main point, and so now we have to figure out who set up the posters, where is River, whose boat is it,
And who's the
will I get
imposter?
to date Cat, all that stuff. And
Is Sun gay?
that's what you
Probably.
guys want to know. I don't really care. Anyway, we talked to the teacher, one of the teachers, and we asked him to no, Kat is a teacher's assistant. And so me and her, when she's grading papers, have a poster with us, and we start comparing all the handwriting to the poster to see if anyone's handwriting matches up.
Yes. And one thing
And-
before you continue to the end. We're getting near the end. We're getting really close to the end.
Oh, close.
You meet someone called Magnus, who is sneaking down to the lower levels of the library that he's not supposed to be in. He was the guy down there with River, and he's kind of avoiding you.
Avoid.
Oh,
Avoid.
That's
yeah,
got it.
yeah. And I think I talked to him about it, and he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, mate," or something like that. I don't remember what he says, but he was at the top of my suspicious list, or as us gamers call it, the sus list,
hmm
for a while. But yeah,
Yikes.
we're
The red
grading
sus.
papers and we're looking at handwriting, and it turns out, drum roll, that the handwriting matches. If it's who did it match, I didn't keep
Wait. That's at the very
No,
end.
okay. No,
There is one
yeah,
more
like,
thing.
That was at the last thing.
Yeah.
longer drum roll.
There was. You went to Caleb's place first.
Yeah. Oh,
He has
hi,
a broken arm.
Yeah.
Hi, Isaac. Let's
Oh
go.
wait, no, yeah. Wasn't there a? There was. Yeah, I was at Caleb's little place. We're having meetings, and I don't really remember what we're talking about.
I think he was just like talking to you like because his class is like a year one only class, so you don't have to take his class anymore. He's like, so how you been?
Yeah, you guys were just catching up because he liked you.
Right. And when I leave, I stay back a little bit, and someone in a hood, a robe hood thing, walks into his office and starts talking. And I think do I see who it is?
I think you hear that it is Lucius, don't you?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
I think you do.
Yeah. And then the handwriting, and I find out
No, we're not done yet. I
Obviously, that's the
believe
only
I
thing
don't
remember.
remember if it was like before or after the Lucius goes into Caleb's room, but you get his like autograph signature. You get him to write his name on a piece of paper. I think your excuse was like a teacher's recommendation or something for that. Oh yeah, I remember. No, but like on the early days of school, you were taught about the classes magic, and you were told about two secret classes that you don't know what they are, and you wanted to get like maybe you wanted to be in the class, but you also used this as an excuse to get a teacher's recommendation from him to be in one of those secret classes to get his handwriting, and
Yes,
you gave
there-
that to
okay.
Kat. And drum roll, please.
Well, yeah. There were two secret classes that you're trying to get into.
Right.
So now drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
The handwriting matched Caleb's.
What?
What?
Caleb stole a boat. So now we gotta find out, why did Caleb steal the boat? Where's
On the
River?
next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Will I get to see Cat naked again at some point? These are the
Probably.
questions.
And at this point, I think we should take a little break. To
That's gonna be the longest recap.
yeah, that was the longest recap, I will say.
It's going to be
Dude,
the
has
longest.
Ben have more parts than you, but less recap time? Is it because he's better at explaining?
Yes.
No, it's because
No,
so
it's-
much fucking happened.
The way I like to say how this like stream slash podcast is going, it's kind of like Marvel's Defenders, where it's like you don't want to watch, like if you don't want to watch any of the other stuff, you're just gonna watch this to get caught up, so you can watch all the future projects.
Yeah,
that
kinda, yeah.
So
So
this
it-
is like the
So,
checkpoint
okay,
for.
so which
Basically,
campaign is
'cause
the-
it's like-
is Daredevil?
Because
That's the good one.
whose is that? That's definitely
who's
Cameron. No,
Daredevil?
Yeah, this is like the YouTube recap right
it
before
really is.
the
Well,
next
it's-
season.
D&D
like-
Rewind.
It's like we're not as consistent as Critical Role, but like, you know, if you're not wanting to watch 50 episodes, you can definitely watch this, and you're gonna be set for whenever we pick this back up.
Uh-huh.
So
Because I am like, because of the amazing amount of stuff that isn't shade, and I'm kidding. I am not caught up on.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Uh-huh.
I'm not caught up in
I think
I'm
what
not
he's
caught
trying to say
up.
is he wasn't caught up on everyone else's.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
So I want to take a break real quick for me to get something to
hungry.
drink.
Yeah.
We will be right back.
See ya.